In this video, I'll talk to you about student-led devotionals. I'll teach you both why we do student devotionals and how I've found the most effective way to do it for me. But just because it's the most effective way for me does not mean that you need to do it like I do it. But I hope that seeing how one teacher does it is helpful to you. So first of all, why we do this? A lot of people don't really know. We ought to know and really plant it inside our hearts so that we can teach our students the why. So go with me to page 16 of the Gospel Teaching and Learning Handbook. That's 2.2.3. And go down to the bottom here, this paragraph right here, if you're in your hard copy, called Invite the Spirit Through Effective Devotionals. Let me read through this. Class should begin. It doesn't make it very optional, does it? Class should begin with a brief devotional. A devotional can be an excellent way to unite students by turning their thoughts and their hearts to spiritual things. It can help teachers and students feel the Spirit and be ready to learn. A devotional generally consists of a hymn, a prayer, and a thought from the Scriptures. Notice that. We should be pulling those thoughts from the Scriptures. Sometimes teachers set up devotionals where students can just kind of bring inspirational quotes from Facebook. Those are fine, but we want to invite the Spirit of the Lord, and that will happen most frequently, most effectively, I believe, from the Scriptures. It's most effective when students share feelings and insights they have had in their personal Scripture study and when they bear testimony. Long or elaborate devotionals not only take time away from the lesson, but may actually cause the Spirit to withdraw. Devotionals that include the serving of refreshments will almost certainly promote a light and playful mood rather than a spiritual one. Teachers should take time to talk with students, especially class leaders, about the purpose of devotionals, the why of devotionals, what they can do to make them better, the what we teach, and how they can encourage everyone to participate. Okay, well, let me show you what I've done. Now, you'll see resources down beneath. You should see 3 resources. One will be an Elder Scott video that I show to all my classes when we talk about devotionals, and I might show this a few times during the year just to remind them, both the why and the how of devotionals. You'll also see the form that I'm about ready to show you, and then you see a very simple sign-up list that I make and distribute in my classes, where the students essentially put the date and then the time, their name. They sign up for a date, and I just have that in class kind of always there because students will frequently forget their devotional, so I have them refer to that. All right, let me first show you the form that I use. This form is essentially based entirely upon Elder Scott's video that you can watch. Let me walk you through it. First of all, of course, I just have them put their name, date of devotional, and lesson chapters. So I have my students based, just like in this paragraph, I have them base their devotionals on the reading for that day. So if today we're reading Moroni chapter 10, then that's what their devotional would have been based on. And then we will watch the Elder Scott video, and you'll see in the Elder Scott video within the first 20 seconds or so, he teaches the why we have students teach. What he'll say is something like, may I tell you about how to help students to lock truth into their mind and in their heart. And he'll start off with student-led teaching opportunities, which we might call devotionals. So after that first 20 seconds, when he says, may I invite you or may I teach you how to help students to lock truth into their mind and their heart, I'll stop and have students say what the reason that Elder Scott gives. And if they didn't get it, that's okay. Listen again. I'll back up and play it for them again as soon as they verbalize it. And I think it's important that they verbalize what they're hearing from Elder Scott. Once they verbalize that teaching will help me to lock truth into my mind and heart, I have them write it right here. Now, this isn't actually on my form. I just put it in here and maybe in blue ink just to simulate a student having written this in here. But the form you'll get will look like, so sorry about that. The form you get will look like this, right? And it's split into 2 because I just cut this in half. Don't worry, the formatting will look nice for you. Okay, so I have them write why they're leading a devotional, because I'm hoping that when they go to actually use this form to prepare their devotional at home, that they will see in their own handwriting and remember why they're doing this. Now, we'll get to what in a second, but let's jump down to how. you will see here that this is word for word the 4-step pattern that Elder Scott teaches in that video. And I make sure the students know that. They have these forms in front of them, and then we just listen to Elder Scott talk about it, how to do it, and it's just a 4-step part. Now, I encourage my students, I invite them to memorize this pattern. It's an incredible pattern, and I've had students over the years reflect back on this being one of the most wonderful things they learned in seminary or in institute even. I use this in institute. They use this pattern once they memorize it. They use it for sacrament talks. I've known those who use it on their mission when they have to teach, and they find this pattern that is taught by a prophet, to be very effective. I find it effective too. I find myself using this pattern. Now, the what to teach. Just because they're reading chapters and they know how to teach it doesn't necessarily mean they know what to teach. This is a little bit more of a soft suggestion. I don't require that my students do this, but I do give them the opportunity to teach a basic doctrine. And here's why. Go to page 36 in the Gospel Teaching and Learning Handbook. You will see, hopefully you can see that, but you'll see these bullet-pointed basic doctrines up here on page 36, and then look at the paragraph right underneath. This is why I started doing it. The very last sentence in that paragraph is, these basic doctrines may also be used as themes for devotionals. So you see here on the form that I'm showing you, that's something they can, the what to teach. As they're reading Moroni 10, I just train them. Be looking for basic doctrines. We should be doing that in class, by the way. Just be constantly looking for one of these 9 basic doctrines. And when you see it, when you see one, I tell them, then pause there and see if you can develop a way to teach that basic doctrine using those verses. And students get better and better at this. Let me tell you and invite you to make sure that you are encouraging your students. It's great that you have this pattern set up of devotionals. Your devotionals are going really well. But when they go well, make sure to point it out. Show how, or let them know why this would be an effective way to teach the gospel. Empower them and enable them. Help them to feel confident about teaching the gospel to their friends now, and certainly to feel confident to go out and teach the gospel on a mission. To be able to read the scriptures themselves, to see basic doctrines, to know that they are there, and then just to have an ability to know how to teach that at any time. It's just an incredible opportunity they have. It locks truth into their heart and their mind. I've seen it time and time again, and it gives them the opportunity to then take those things that are locked in their heart and mind and then to teach them effectively with others. Okay, please don't hesitate to put your questions and your comments in the section below, the comment section below. Also, you can reach out, text me, call me. Let me know if you have any personal questions about devotionals. My number again, 307-223-6382, and my email is reynoldsrd@churchofjesuschrist.org. I'm really excited to hear what's going on with you in your class and your devotionals. Thanks.